So looking like
So
a
form
superhero is
really
one thing, but
important.
acting like a
That's
knucklehead
right.
is another.
That's right. You just want to make sure. And people don't mean to do that, but they get so carried away, and then we end up with injuries and setbacks, and
Yep.
you really don't want to do that. So
Appropriate form, I think, is,
Exactly.
you know, I know that's something I need to continually remember.
very, very
Because I'll
important.
go quicker, I get them done, I'm done.
Right.
you know,
And
whatever.
it's much better just to do them in good form. And you know what the whole thing is? Do them consistently. That's the whole key to all this, whether it's nutrition or fitness or exercise, it has to be done consistently. That's where you're going to get the benefits. Those weekend warriors that don't do anything all week, or you go 3 months and then you go 2 weeks in the gym, you end up just really hurt and not getting many benefits.
Yeah.
So
This has been great. It's got all the different type of things that I've done here. I mean, I can feel like I start thinking about exercise and I start perspiring, but I mean, it doesn't take much to, but this, you know, there was no doubt there was challenging parts for me.
Yeah, and if you were to do them all in succession without much rest in between, you'd feel a good workout.
Yep.
And again, in 10, 15, 20 minutes, squats, lunges, push-ups, sit-ups, they can be done anywhere, anytime.
This has been excellent.
So.
And now, and you also talked about the eating part.
Right,
And,
nutrition's huge.
Staying away, I mean, I'm trying to stay away from bread and things like that, but it isn't just going to be one thing. And
No.
again, it's the same as find a professional that can give you this kind of advice.
Right.
Instead of just looking on the internet and saying, all right, I'm just not going to eat potatoes anymore.
Right. And everyone's so confused. No one knows what to eat these days because there's just this marketing machine out there that's pushing, right now it's fiber, eat lots of fiber, or, you know, go low carb or high protein. And you know, it truly is, it's calories in and calories out, to not consume more than you're putting out in a day, to really find out what your body needs for calories, and there are tests that can do that for you. And just to eat moderately, stay away from processed foods and junk food as much as possible. Bread's okay, but it has to be eaten with good lean protein. It should be a good fortified bread that is whole grain. Read labels, you know, shop the perimeter of the supermarket, all that stuff we've heard. But those are the basic things to follow, and not all the hype. You really have to sort it all out. But you can't go wrong, just clean living, you know, lean meats, fresh vegetables, fruit, non-processed food, whole grains, and you'll be doing all right.
And I know, for, you know, speaking personally, I'm sure many people know it, and you talked about statistically how as a culture we're just way too overweight and even obese.
Right.
You know, I was I shouldn't say surprised, but to be categorized as obese, I didn't think I was obese. You know, but having a certain amount of body fat is what happens.
We're over 30%,
And also, I mean, I don't always agree with the size and weight kind of thing, height and weight, because everybody's different how they're
the body
built.
mass index can be different because
Yeah.
someone can be heavy but be mostly made of lean muscle mass. So body fat tests are more accurate in really giving you an idea of the composition of your body. Someone can appear thin but be largely made up of fat and not much lean muscle mass.
Right.
And you know, so it's really, think about health and not so much just numbers or what you look like. Just try to stay healthy.
Right. I think, like, going along with what you were saying, that this is, I recall a gentleman saying something at a seminar I was at, that, you know, think about it before you eat it. Is this going to make, and like the name of the show, a better version of you? Is this going to make me a better version of me?
Right. How are you going to feel after you eat that? Is it
and not that life is a penalty, that you can't ever have
of
a
course
chocolate again or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like that moderation or balance.
Think about way back when, I'm close to your age, when going out to eat was a treat. Can you remember your parents saying, we're going to go out to eat, and it was a huge treat, and it was a really special occasion? That's not the case anymore. You know, it's the exception that you're staying home to eat.
No, how come we're not going out tonight?
Or to go out for an ice cream. You know, you'd scream, we're going out for ice cream. Who does that? You have it in your house. You do it all the time. So it's just our lifestyles have changed, and we have to get back to the simpler ways and portion size and all that kind of stuff.
That's I think that is just a learned process. Right.
That's right.
It's not going to happen immediately. Sometimes it will, but mostly it's going to be with work.
That's right.
It's a process.
Little changes.
Yeah, and you know, be gentle. You know, you hear things like this, and it can sound kind of corny, But, be gentle with yourself,
That's
right?
right.
It's the only one you got.
Baby steps.
That's right.
Yeah.
What about Bob, right?
That's right.
I think
That's right.
As he's strapped to the mast of the
sailboat. A
sailboat.
little bit at a time. 5-minute walk after dinner will get you a long way.
Hey, that guy got on an elevator and he couldn't do it before.
That's
Rode a
right.
bus. He did, so little things do come, and it's worth it.
Right.
And that's the real part that's urgent to me anyway is that, this is just going to help me live a better life.
That's right.
And when you're young and you don't take those things into consideration. I remember a friend of mine saying, if I knew I was going to live this long, I would have treated my body a lot better.
That's right. And it's never too late, but
No.
the earlier you can do it, the better. And it's our most rewarding thing as trainers, not necessarily to make someone into a sculpted bodybuilder all the time, but to see the person that didn't have much confidence and who was tired all the time and on medications sort of blossom into this very confident person now that is happier and off medications and sort of walks in a different way and has a different attitude towards life. And that's really the true benefits and rewards that we look for in our clients.
Right. And not, I just say with a rider to any medications, I mean, if you need medication, you need medication.
That's right, of course.
But if you're taking medication, like I had cholesterol medication,
many things,
I don't need to take any longer because I've started
high blood
exercise.
pressure.
Yeah, those kind of things can go away. And that, it just is a general improvement. I know that. And I think that obviously you see it with the people. And that's a huge gift to be able to share that with somebody.
It is. Their whole thought process changes, their self-esteem comes alive, and they're just happier. Right. Which is a great thing.
I can't thank you enough, Mary.
Thank you.
This was great. Fantastic. And, we'll be back again, with another segment. But this show really was very helpful in showing how we can exercise. There's really, you can't say I don't have any time to do anything because you can do these exercises when a commercial comes on if you're watching TV. Try to spend a little more time doing things. It's easy for me to say, and it's much easier just to get caught up in the day. But if you put yourself first like that, you'll see the benefits, right? Absolutely. So thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We'll be back with more, hopefully, just as beneficial guests as Mary. And, we really do appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank you.